In this movie tutorial, we will look at how to answer difficult IELTS reading questions. In the first part, read the short text and answer the question yourself. The second part of the movie will provide detailed feedback about how the question should be answered. Before you start, we also have a sheet with the text and question, plus a list of difficult words and expressions, which you can print if you wish. To download the sheet, click the link below the movie. When the question and the reading text appear, the movie will automatically pause for 5 minutes. After answering the question based on the text, click play to continue to the feedback section at any time. Now go to the answer and feedback. Before we examine the possible answers, listen to the question and the text.
The text indicates that being under stress, A, makes people more likely to suffer colds, B, increases the supply of white blood cells, C, increases the chances of recovering from illness, D, can cause long-lasting damage to parts of the body. It is likely that long-term stress may affect the body's ability to regulate inflammation. The immune system is partly regulated by cortisol, a hormone that attaches to white blood cells and suppresses inflammation. It is thought that white blood cells become less sensitive to high levels of cortisol, such as those triggered in response to long-term stress. This impairs the hormone's ability to regulate the white blood cells. Without this, the duration and/or intensity of the inflammatory response increases, heightening the risk of severe infections. In particular, this might explain the increased risk of upper respiratory infections under stress, for example, developing colds, and might provide a more general explanation for why prolonged stress would play a role in other inflammatory diseases as well.
A is correct because the text talks about the increased risk, that is more likely, of developing colds when people are under stress. This is caused by stress affecting cortisol, which in turn affects how the body fights inflammation. Remember that the answer will always be found in the text, requiring no outside specialist knowledge. B is wrong because the text does not mention this at all. C is the opposite of what might be inferred because stress increases the chances of inflammation, not the chances of recovery. D is incorrect as the text does not deal with this. Prolonged might be understood to mean long-lasting, but refers to stress, not damage. That concludes your tutorial. If you want more help with your IELTS, go to www.myenglishexam.com.